am groovy. How are you? That was very well done.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Have
Hello,
you?
and hello to our viewers now and on replay. Welcome to Candidly Speaking with Chelle and Kelle. I'm Kelle.
I am Chelle. We are so glad that you have joined us either live or on the replay. So please let us know that you're here. If you would put your, let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We would just appreciate that so much. If you're watching the replay, please signal that by putting hashtag replay. So how's your week, Kellen?
Fabulous. I
Good.
have a new makeup tip.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, so do you use those wipes to take off? Wait, first of all, tell the audience, if you leave your makeup on, if you sleep in it overnight, how much does it age you?
If you sleep, and this is the truth, if you sleep in your makeup, it ages you 7 days.
For one
Which,
night.
if you think about it, you're thinking, okay, 7 days. But if you do that 4 nights, that's a month. And if you do that, I can't do math here live, but if you do that however many times, that's a year.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to like that if you do that very often.
So I know that you told me that you use the Neutrogena wipe.
I use one or several.
Or 7?
A night. On Wednesday nights, it's a lot. I'm just
Me too. I double up on Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
Wednesday night's a lot.
I was introduced to this product and it surprised me because I thought it was going to be another wipe because I have trouble getting all the mascara off. And I think you might have the same problem, right? Okay, so have you heard of this? It's called the makeup eraser.
No.
It is. Actually, this is Emily's because I'm using mine, but I thought I would show everybody. So it's a cloth and it just looks like a normal cloth. This bad boy takes off your makeup. Like you would not, like one swipe, my mascara is gone.
With water? Do you?
Yeah, I use my face soap and water, and it's like a washcloth on steroids as far as taking.
Okay, but you put your cleanser on it.
Yeah, I suds up, get me all foamy, and then I just wipe and get, it's wet, and you just wipe it off. And so this little kit that I have has one for every day. Aren't they cute?
It's adorable.
And there's a little scrunchie so you can put your hair back. And then this is the bag you wash them in. So you don't have to buy the wipes anymore. So this is like green and it really works. Otherwise I wouldn't have bothered telling you about it.
Yeah.
But this is
so then you can just wash them.
I just wash them with my whites, my gentles or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have a fresh supply for the week. I thought these were,
and these are purchased where?
So I'm gonna go on the show and I'll post it in the comments. It's my friend Stephanie has a affiliate link for these, so I figured I would just use her affiliate link.
Well, sure.
But they're not expensive. I can't remember how much they were, but they're not expensive. It was under $20. So,
well, you buy a couple of packages of those.
Yeah,
those Neutrogena wipes.
And so, so this is what I wanted to share.
Really cool and environmentally friendly.
That too. I didn't even think of that. I should have thought of that. But
I'm always
the fact that it took the mascara off without rubbing my eyelashes off was what appealed to me.
Yeah.
So I just want to share that with you. So
I'm glad that you did. I'm going to check those out. So don't forget to put
the link in. I'll put it in the comments. So whoever's interested, they can use them too.
I love that idea.
Yeah. So you're welcome, everyone.
Thank you in advance, Kellen Fisher.
So tonight's show is sponsored by Blue Sky Video Productions. That is our own Bruce Himmelblau. He is our producer. He makes us look so professional, and we get a lot of compliments from our guests when we finish the show because they say, "Oh, this is so cool, and your producer is so awesome." And da, da, da. So that's what you need for your show. You need to call Bruce or contact Bruce.
And we're so professional. Don't forget that.
Exactly. Well, I was in the wrong room again tonight, so we're lucky I'm here.
But that wasn't Bruce's fault.
It's not Bruce's. That's my fault. So, oh my God. Okay, let's see who else. We have Goodwin Graphics, and the good news is I got the artwork sent to Ronnie. He is making the coolest t-shirts for our guests. And that's why I think I've got everybody's sizes. So as soon as they show up, they'll be good to be shipped out. And if you're a guest on our show, you get a t-shirt, a Candidly Speaking limited edition t-shirt. Thanks to Ronnie Goodwin, Goodwin Graphics, cottonfeelsgood.com. And then we have Cards That Wow. That's me. You ever think, you have somebody moving into a new house and you're not necessarily a realtor, but you want to give them a present, but you don't know what to get them? How about a frame? Oops, wait. How about a frame? It has, I do this with their longitude and latitude, and then we put their name and established. I made this one for myself because I do that a lot when I experiment with it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's perfect for my house. So if you guys are looking for personal gifts, corporate branded gifts, I'm your girl. So check me out at cardsthatwow.com.
I love it. Y'all, her stuff is beautiful. It really, really is. It really, really is. So check out Cards That Wow. Okay, we have got the coolest guest tonight. And I know I say that every week, y'all, but we do. We do. And he has stayed up late. Y'all know during the month of March, we are having guests from across the pond. Everyone is British. And so we were thinking that it was midnight in London, which is where our guest tonight is from, but it's actually only 11 o'clock in London. So he has stayed up, but not as late as we thought. Richard Thomas is photographer extraordinaire. He has a blog called The End of the Line, and he has a book called The End of the Line. And y'all, it is beautiful. But there you go. Look at that. Wait until you see the photographs that Richard has taken and just hear him talk about the work that he has done, the stories behind these pictures, the people that he has met. He is a delight. And
his story of how he got his book published. And look at Michael Heppel is here. And Michael, I bet you're wishing you chose this date instead of last week because you could have gotten done an hour earlier.
Absolutely. But always, yes, still Wednesday there. So enjoy. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining. And thank you, Richard Thomas. Here he is. Welcome.
Hey.
Richard, we are so thrilled to have you here. So
thank you.
It looks like you have made Michael Heppel, you made him cry.
Oh, let's talk about that.
How did that happen? Let's hear that story just right out of the gate.
I could guess because it's so beautiful.
Before I do, I've taken my mascara off, especially for you tonight. So
let's have Michael do that before you made him cry, Richard.
Did you use the makeup eraser?
Soap and water worked for me.
But now you know. Now you have an alternative. So,
how did I make Michael, the Times #1 best-selling author, cry? I sent him a copy of my book, and he opened it, and he blubbed.
I love it.
But I've since learned I wasn't the first time he blubbed, and he won't be the last time he blubbed, because he enjoys books, and it delighted me because he enjoyed my book, and I know how much help and support and encouragement I had from Michael to put my book together. Without him, it would have never have happened. So thank you, Michael, if you're still on.
So do you want to talk a little bit about the journey? Like, was it the pop-up that got you to do it, or did you have this in the back of your head for a long time and you just never did it, or what? How did it get started?
I think it's a long story, but I'll try and keep it short. It started when I guess back in my teens and before my teens, I used to go to my local library and I would enjoy photography books. And there's one book that caught my attention, which I bought. And I have a copy of it here somewhere. It's meaningless at the moment, but this book here inspired me, sowed the seed of what a book could look like. It's basically a picture book with words. And I enjoyed photography. So when I'm going to fast forward now 45 years and I retired, and I thought, what am I going to do? And I fell back in love with photography, and I decided to travel to the end of all the London underground lines. So that's where the end of the line comes from. And then we all went into lockdown 2 years ago because of coronavirus. So I couldn't go out traveling. I'd go out traveling once a week, take pictures, and I would blog about it, but I couldn't do that. And this idea of, I could write a book. So I visualized what that book would look like, and I put a book together where you can just send your pictures off and somebody will print a book for you. And I thought, that looks cool. I can do that. I wonder what that would look like for real. I didn't join the pop-up. I was too late to join the pop-up, but I saw all the noise, I think is on Twitter. Like I sent Michael a message, said, what's all this about then? And I think within half an hour we were talking, and within 10 minutes I was hooked on joining his Write That Book masterclass. And the rest is history. A lot of hard work, a lot of graft. He talks about the author coaster, where you have highs and you have lows of what you do, what you go about. But I made some great friends. I've never met these friends other than on a video call or StreamYard, but they're friends for life because they've gone through similar journeys. So that's the short story of what took probably the best part of 45 years to create.
Well, it was worth the wait.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Quite a moving moment when the time came where the scary bit was not so much writing it and editing it, but pressing that button because I self-publish, pressing that button to commit to actually buying 120 copies of my book. I was grateful because I knew I was going to sell them because I'd crowdfunded. I'd gone out to the public and said, who wants to help me print my book? And I was fortunate to get 120 people to say, yes, okay, and you can have the money up front. So crowdfunding was certainly a blessing as far as I was concerned.
Do you want to explain a little bit more about crowdfunding? Did you use a certain company?
Yes, I use, I think it's a UK-based company. It's called Crowdfunder, crowdfunder.co.uk. But it's like any other crowdfunding site where you put your story up, you say how much you're trying to raise, and then you offer some incentives for people to make a contribution. The incentive is if you paid so much, you had a free copy of my book. Well, it's not free. You're paying for a copy of the book up front. Some stickers that went along.
I got a tube map.
And the tube map. And some, and the letter. Forgot about the letter.
And the postcards.
And the postcards that you can see behind me here.
I have them all.
But crowdfunding is a way of raising the money so that you don't have to dip into your own pocket to print the books. For 120 copies, I think it was the best part of 3,000 to have the books printed. So that was my aim, and within a matter of, I think, 5 weeks, I'd raised all the money I needed. In fact, I raised more than. So I was able to go out and print some more books afterwards.
So have you done 2 runs or 3 runs now?
I am on my 3rd one now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've printed.
And it's still with the crowdfunding?
No, the 2nd and 3rd run, I've managed to use the profit from the previous book sales to fund the next print run. Nice,
that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's scary still, but it's exciting, especially when the courier company turns up with 30 boxes of books.
So this is fascinating to me. I know absolutely nothing about this. I'd never even heard of crowdfunding. So this is just fascinating to me, Richard. So if someone just wanted to purchase a book from you, was not a part of this crowdfunding, how do we go about doing that?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to my website, the end of the line.blog. There we go.
Okay.
You'll get taken to my bookshop straight away.
Okay, so there you go, folks. The end of the line. So can we see some of the photographs?
Do you want me to show them?
Yeah, go on then, Kel.
There's my autograph copy. So the colors here are showing all of the lines. Oh, geez, I just dropped
Oops.
Sorry. Hold on. You can hear my foot talking. Your book's too big. Okay, let's try this again. And then, let me get this up. So I'll just pick a picture and then you can tell. Want to talk about the minions?
It just made me laugh. I was walking along Edgware Road, sort of northwest central London. From Edgware Road, you walk down to Marble Arch. You may know or heard of Marble Arch. I was walking around the back streets, and there was a tower block, and I just saw the row of minions up against the window. I thought, I have to take that picture. It was as simple as that. Just made me laugh, made me smile on what was otherwise a dull day.
So is that, how do you select what you want to photograph? I mean, do you have a thing, Richard? I photograph X, or, a theme, or is it just what moves you, or what makes you happy, or what you feel in the moment? What do you take pictures of?
All of the above, Chelle, all of the above.
Okay.
I don't have a theme other than, I guess I class myself as a street photographer.
Okay.
What does that mean? I take pictures of streets. I walk around the streets, and if I like something, I'll take a picture. If I see somebody and I can have a conversation with them, I'll ask if I can take their picture. If I see an interesting building that's got an architectural interest to it, then I'll take a picture. How do I select? Well, when I'm out walking, I may take anything up to 200 pictures a day. And I select one picture to remind me of that day's traveling. How do I select it? Sometimes with difficulty. It might be, it just made me laugh, like the minions. It could be that it's been an interesting person. So there's no set rule or theme to help me decide what I pick. Sometimes I do some filtering on the photographs to make the picture stand out, or to convert them into black and white, or I'll take them in black and white. And sometimes that adds a mood to the photograph, which helps. So it's, of all the pictures, maybe 20 will see the light of day. I'll post them on my social media channels. And one of those pictures then becomes my memory of that particular trip. And sometimes there are 3 or 4 contenders that I think they're all good. So sometimes it's a pin in the hat to say that one.
I love this one.
Do you ever stage photographs?
No.
Okay.
No. I admire people who do that, but I take it as it is, because that's part of my journey. That's part of what I do. It's go out and see things as they are. Because quite often I'll walk into places that you wouldn't normally walk into. If I see an alleyway, I'll go down the alleyway just to poke my nose and see what's happening down there. I've been invited into places, into shops, because I've done that. There was a story, I think the one for Highbury and Islington. I walked into an alleyway and I was invited into a tailor shop. Never knew it was there. No advertising. Bespoke tailor. He produced the England football shirt back in the day. I forget which year. So he has a reputation. I was introduced to him, and I was allowed to walk around what was a very small tailor's shop, talk to the people, take pictures, and just made my day, just by putting my nose into somewhere where otherwise I wouldn't have. You get to meet some really interesting people and some colorful characters as well.
I'm sure. So, and I'm sorry, because now all of a sudden I have all of these questions. What do you have a preference on photographing people versus just not people? What's the word? Yeah.
No, it's really whatever takes my fancy. Sometimes I'll take a collection of photographs of people, but for whatever reason they don't quite work. So put it down to experience. Look for the next picture that I like. I'll manipulate the colors a little bit. I'll put filters on them just to see if that helps to enhance the picture in any way. But there's one picture of a gentleman I met in Ealing, West London. He was sitting in a park. It's Ed. It's a picture of Ed in the book, and he was sitting doing some drawings of trees. And when I try to engage with people, I think about what are they thinking about when they see this chap with a camera walking up towards them. How are they feeling? How do I gauge their reaction? How do I then engage with them to try and strike up a conversation? And I walked around Ed. He could see I was interested, and he was quite happy to have a conversation. And I took a series of pictures in colour and in black and white. And the one I printed, I've caught him. He's deep in concentration, drawing the trees in front of him, and the light is just coming through behind him, and it's like a halo effect in his hair. And I thought, that's an easy picture to decide that's my picture of the day, because it just speaks to me.
Right.
So, Chelle, back to your question, how do I pick? If the picture speaks to me, then that's how I pick.
Okay.
Let me ask you the question. If you're looking through a magazine or something and you see a picture you like, what makes you decide that you like it? It's something that connects with you, with whatever your makeup is, that you feel some association with. That's what I do when I'm picking pictures.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Yeah. Usually something that, just evokes a certain kind of feeling or a sentimentality.
Happy memory.
Something like that. Yeah.
It could be some interesting architectural shape. I like shapes. So if I see a building that's got an interesting shape, then I'll try to take the picture that enhances that symmetry or dissymmetry as a geometrical shape. And walking around London, there are so many old and new buildings full of character. You can't not but enjoy and embrace what you see.
I understand.
Well, I can't anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite picture? I know these are all favorites of the day, but do you have a favorite day or a favorite picture?
No. I'm always asked that question, and my next picture is always my favorite picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had a favorite picture, I would then undersell all the other pictures.
True.
I've got some interesting stories about some of the pictures. For example, if I can tell you, the front cover.
I was going to say, why don't you tell it? Give us some.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Let's hear some stories.
The front cover is of Cockfosters Station. Many Londoners will recognise it. I'm standing outside the station, and as you can see, there's a bus blurred image, and that was the effect I was trying to capture. When I was writing my book, I wrote to Transport for London. That's the company that manages and runs all the tube networks. And I asked them if I could put a copy of the map inside my book, because I've seen some books where there's a copy of the map inside as a helpful reference. They wanted to charge me for that, and not only that, they wanted me to pay them a license for all the pictures I'd taken, either on their premises or of their premises.
Wow.
I had quite a interesting email dialogue with them. I wasn't prepared to pay anything. I explained that I was self-funding and I was self-publishing, and they did accede to me being able to use that picture for free. I thought, well, that's very nice of them. I'm not standing on their premises. I'm actually advertising them as a brand. Anyway, they have allowed me, and they've given me a license to use that picture on the basis that I've self-published, which is what I've done.
Yeah.
So that conversation with them gave me a little bit of unnecessary heartache as I was putting the book together.
Yeah, you don't need stress when you're putting a book together.
I did have to change some of my pictures of the day because I wasn't given a license to print them. So rather than getting embroiled in a legal conversation, which wouldn't have got me anywhere other than out of pocket, I decided to take the easy approach, although it was a hard decision to make at the time.
Yeah. Wow.
So TFL, if you're watching this, come on.
Lighten up.
Oh, I like that one.
I do too. That's
Yeah.
when you're talking about the cool architecture and shapes.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It's just gritty, and it tells a story. When I take a picture, I always ask myself, what's the story that I'm telling with this picture? Either as an art form, as a photograph, or is there a story behind it? And to me, that was just a sense of it's a caged bridge across the railway line. And I was thinking, in the middle of winter, dark at night, would I want to cross that bridge? I might have to, but I wouldn't really want to, because it gives a feeling of, it looks threatening. It gives a feel of being threatened. The roof is quite low. So that's why I picked that one, because it has that story attached to it.
So what's another picture that has a really cool story about it?
I'm just going to randomly pick one.
Okay.
Don't know if you can see this one.
Oh yeah.
No. There's a tunnel under Waterloo Bridge. Under Waterloo Station, one of the mainline stations in London, on the South Bank. It's been known over the years as the place where Banksy produced a lot of his art. So some people call it the Banksy Tunnel.
Okay.
And it's somewhere I was familiar with because I used to work nearby, so I knew it was there. So when I visited Waterloo, I went through the tunnel, and the pictures in the tunnel, and the tunnel is probably 200, 300 meters long, is wall to wall covered in artwork. And that was my introduction to street art as I started my journey. Colourful, and if you can talk to the people who are producing the art, they're interesting people. They have their own stories, how they get involved, why they do it, how far across the globe that they travel. And London has now become very fashionable with street art. There are annual exhibitions where street artists come together. Some parts of London, Shoreditch is one, where there's a strong community where street art is, I'm going to say exploited. It isn't exploited because they do it, but it's encouraged.
Celebrated?
Yeah, celebrated. Yes, indeed. And over the years, I've tried to work out what's the difference between street art and graffiti. And my definition is graffiti is street art without permission. Street art is graffiti with permission.
Nice.
But the level of talent, the level of commitment that these artists have is absolutely incredible.
Wow.
And you can walk, the joy of walking around London is you can see street art without having to go into a gallery, and you can marvel, you can enjoy the colors. But the best thing is if you're seeing somebody painting it, you can then understand the story behind them. And I follow quite a few street artists now because of my connection with them over the years.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so JR, he's our fellow photographer. So he knows what that means. I don't know what that means. So I was guessing. Maybe Richard can explain this to us.
So I was guessing 20 out of for your glass, but the last shot of hallway with skylight makes me think quite wider. I think what JR may be asking is what lens am I using?
Okay.
Well, in the first year of my traveling, I was using a 50mm lens and occasionally swapped out to 100, 300 zoom lens. But a year in, I bought a 18 to 200 millimeter zoom lens. I can see Kelle and Chelle, you're looking dumbstruck at what does all this mean? It just means that you can see, you can focus on things closer and you can focus on things further afield. So it gives me more flexibility when I'm standing somewhere. If I can't get close to something, then I can use the zoom element of the lens to get closer. Equally, if I can get close, then the short end of the zoom lens, the 18 millimeter side, allows me to get really close. Now, when I say close, I mean probably as close as that to take a picture.
Oh wow!
I like to get into people's faces when I'm taking their pictures, if they allow me, of course.
So my zoom with my cataract surgery is, this is my zoom eye because I can see close and really close and clear, and this is my faraway zoom eye.
Yeah.
Zoom lens.
I can do that. I can do that as well with my cataract, guys.
Wow.
Okay, Eric. Eric says his 3-year-old drew on the wall with a marker. Hall art.
All right, there you go.
A budding street artist, yes.
Yeah.
She's very talented.
Or graffitiist, who knows?
So do you ever shoot on film?
No. I used to. When I was a young lad, film was what I learnt my photography skills on. I used to buy my own film, cut it up, roll it up, develop my own film. I'd mix the chemicals up to develop my film.
Oh, wow.
And I'd print my pictures as well. I used to do it all at home. I mentioned this in the book. I was living with my mum and dad at the time. So every weekend, come Friday night through to Sunday night, after tea or supper in the evening, I'd kick them out of the kitchen and I'd put black polythene over the window and lock the door. And that was my studio for the weekend.
Yeah.
Other than they'd insist on having a cup of tea at 9 o'clock at night. And of course, breakfast and dinner on the weekend days as well.
So what you want to talk about your next book?
Yes. It's got an original title, Return to the End of the Line. It's work in progress, the title. So the first book deals with all the stations managed by Transport for London. So basically, the tube lines on the map.
Okay.
There are 79 in total. So I'm now doing the same, but I'm traveling on a different network. I'm traveling on the National Rail network. So rather than underground, I'm going overground. The beauty of being 65 and living in London, I get to travel for nothing. So all my traveling is free.
Nice.
So my plan is I'm traveling as far as I can, using my free pass, and that's where I'm calling the end of the line. Some of these stations are at an end of the line. They don't go any further. Some of the stations are as far as I can get without having to pay. So it's different, but it's the same. So same principle. I get off the train, have a look around the station. I'll walk around the area that I'm visiting, and I'll walk. And I have no plan on where I'm going, how to get there. The map that's being shown is the stations I'm going to be visiting. The colour schemes are those I've been to, and I've written a blog, and those I haven't been to yet. There's about 65 stations altogether, and I'm about a third through. So it'll take me the rest of this year to visit the remainder of the stations, and then I have to start thinking about putting the words and the pictures together.
Oh, okay. So when can we expect the next book?
2023 is all I'm saying at the moment.
Okay.
I haven't worked it out. I do need to work it out, because once I've already committed to write the book. I will be writing it. So I need to work out. I tend to do one visit a week. It's tiring. It's quite time consuming. And it takes 2 or 3 days after the visit to look at the photos, decide which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm not, decide which is my best picture, and then to put the story together.
Yeah.
So a day out and 2 or 3 days, that's half a week gone.
Yeah.
I have a retired life as well. I'm trying to make sure that my wife knows who I am now and again, and my family know who I am now and again.
That's a good choice.
Sometimes it doesn't quite work in my favor.
So do you, that makes me want to ask you, do you take pictures of your family? I mean, do you take, I don't know if you've got kids, grandkids, I don't know if you do that, nieces and nephews, do you take family photos? Do you do that kind of thing as well?
Are you the family photographer is what she's
Yeah,
trying
there
to
you go. Thank you.
No. I was one asked by a niece to take wedding photographs back in the day when I was before I retired, and the risk is that if you take family photos on a professional level, then you're expected to deliver professional photographs, and if they don't come out, then it could upset the family relationship. So I decided from day one that that's not for me.
Yeah, I
So I
understand.
can imagine the only way you'd get a family photo taken by you is if they happen to be at the train stop when you're taking the photo.
Don't get me wrong, I do take pictures of family. Yes, I'm a grandfather of 2 girls and one boy.
Grampy's going to be on the red line. Let's go over there and make sure he
Yeah.
gets our picture.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there anyone, and I know that photographing people is not necessarily what you aspire to do, but is there any person that you would really love to photograph? Or any place that you would really like to photograph? But I'm really asking you both.
Not something I've thought about. Place, somewhere I have not been to before. I think people would be hard if I singled one out. Then why would I single them out? I think anyone who has an interesting character, has an engaging face, and that could be either through conversation or through makeup or through tattoo or through jewelry or piercing, then there's a story behind that. So if they're willing to share that story, then more than happy to be allowed and be privileged to take their photograph. This gentleman I saw up in Watford, I think he was a guide for Watford. He was helping people to find their way around the town and drawing their attention to places of interest. He himself was a photographer, so we had quite a long chat.
Nice.
Okay, so throw me a bone on the place question. I know you said a place that you've never been, but at least give me a country.
Wales. That's easy. I'm Welsh, so I'm biased.
But now you said a place you'd never been.
I lied then.
And we caught it here on Chelle and Kelle.
Yeah.
There you go.
I come from a small town. I come from a small town on the west coast of Wales called Aberystwyth. Look it up.
I saw that, and I had not say that for me slowly. How do you pronounce that?
Aberystwyth. Let me try it phonetically. Aber, as in the band. Aber. Aberust, as in iron, rusty iron. Aberust with. Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth.
There we are. You got it.
But I'm sure you spell
Now I
it
can go there.
nothing like that, right?
No, right.
Okay. I am struggling with these pronunciations.
It's awesome.
Last week, Michael Heppel was teaching me how to say book.
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 It was funny.
I was until I was 8 or 9, I was a Welsh speaker. That was my only language. I learned English by going to school. So although I don't speak as much Welsh now as I don't have the need for it, I'm quite proud of my heritage.
He found it.
Yay.
Let's see.
He's brilliant.
This is the magic of Bruce Himmelblau, y'all. Right here.
Producer extraordinaire.
Did you find? There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't get tired of seeing pictures of my hometown.
So how frequently do you travel back, Richard?
Once a year, maybe. Mum and Dad passed some time ago, so we don't have the draw to go back that we had before.
Yeah. Now, is your wife from there?
No, she's as English as they come.
Oh,
But we met there. She was in university in Aberystwyth.
It sounds
okay. Now, see what you just said. Is that the way you taught us to say that?
No, it's not.
Because I could swear,
Yes.
I could swear what you just said was like one syllable.
It was.
It was. See?
Well, if I tried to teach you to say Aberystwyth, you I've given you a phonetic.
We'd
option.
cry. We would cry.
Yeah, we're failing miserably, Kellen.
I know. We just have to accept.
And
our
I told you, we
limitations.
discussed last week. That's where my people are from.
Wow.
Not from there, but from
Aberystwyth.
not from
Aberystwyth.
Wales.
Aberystwyth.
Yeah.
I've spelt it for you in the chat.
Hey, Cynthia. Hey, JR. Hey,
Oh
Bam.
my gosh. Okay.
Bam, I see your comment over there. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but we're going to
I
have to
think
talk.
he's talking about roll your own hand. I don't know why I figured that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move
We're
on.
going to talk after the show, Bam.
Yes.
So, okay.
Okay. So, did we ask? We talked about the new book. We talked about crowdfunding. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our audience? That we've forgotten to ask you, basically.
An interesting piece of British legislation is that if you publish a book or a magazine in England, you have to send a copy to the British Library, which is the library that holds a copy of everything in England. If you write a book in Wales, you have to send a copy of the book to the Welsh Library.
Wow.
And they don't pay for it, of course. So it's a free copy for them. But what you do get is a letter that says, "Thank you for your copy of your book."
Oh, nice.
That's kind of cool.
The scheme is called the Legal Deposit Scheme. So you have to, by law, to send them a copy of the book.
Wow.
What if I send one from here? Will they take it?
I
try to sneak it.
They might take it. They might take it.
I'm sure. I mean, why would they not? I'm sure they would.
I wouldn't know which one to send it to, though.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, so before we go to where people can get his book and his special offer, shall we do the question?
Yeah, we have a question, Richard.
Go on then.
That scares me every time we go to that. I'm like, oh, there
Right and loud it is. So, whoa.
So, Richard, we do have a traditional question that we ask each, or that we put each and every guest through. Maybe I should say, when you are a guest here on Candidly Speaking, and we do like to talk to you because it is important to us to know about your moisturizing habits. So yeah, we need to
You look
talk
like you're
about your
prepared.
moisturizer. So what are you putting on that glowing face?
Well, I put this product on.
No, you do not.
I use a product called Nivea.
Nivea.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nivea. Okay.
Did you hear about Michael's product that cost like $5 million? Oh,
No.
God.
Yeah, but you can afford it.
That's why he's doing another Write That Book masterclass, I bet.
The supplies are running low.
So Nivea is a good choice. So you do have a
Nivea is
skin
really good,
routine,
yeah.
and that is important. We feel that that's important for all our guests.
Yeah,
Okay. And you really do use it, right? You're not making that up.
I really do use it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, people that are tuning in now or on the replay, there's a special offer that you have for them.
Yes. I have a few copies left of my current print run, and I'm happy to offer a 10% discount for anyone who goes to my website. To get the 10% is best to email me you can email me through my website. The email address is info@theendoftheline.blog. And I'll give them a link to a page that will allow them to receive a 10% discount off the current price.
This is truly a beautiful book.
Wonderful. It is lovely.
It's artful. It's lovely. What did I turn to?
Is there a way to get the book signed, Richard? Is there a way to get it
I
signed?
will sign all the books.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I like that one.
There's
Yeah,
just so much. I mean, we could probably spend an hour just going page by page.
Yeah.
And then we have your lock, your little kind of your logo, or what did we call it earlier?
An icon.
Your icon.
An emoji.
Emoji.
Just a color. I just saw it on a very grey and a drab lockup, and I thought that yellow stands out.
It stands out just like you.
Well, great.
You're our bright shade of yellow in the candidly pink.
That's right. That's right.
So everybody definitely contact Richard if you want to get this beautiful book. Or you can contact Michelle and I if you want to get in contact with him. We
Absolutely.
can definitely connect you. It's a beautiful book. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, Blue Sky Video Productions, who was on fire tonight. Thank you very much.
You nailed it, Bruce.
Cards That Wow, and Goodwin Graphics, cottonfeelsgood.com. And Richard, you will be getting one of our new t-shirts.
Yeah, thank you.
Really classy.
Yep, you're going to love it. So thank you, everybody. Be sure to subscribe, share this out. We need to get, we would like to get more subscribers on our YouTube channel. So
no, we need them.
Force
your
family to subscribe. Okay?
Force them.
We want, if you have 2 siblings, you make them subscribe. That's all we ask. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you so much. Richard, you have just been an absolute joy tonight. Thank you so much. Yes, I can't wait. I'm getting my book. Kellen already has one. I don't have one. So I am ordering. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to get that.
Oh, wait. This is my first international sale. I was your first.
There we are.
I made you an international bestseller.
Yay.
Michelle,
thank you so much.
Richard,
lovely to catch up with you both.
What?
Anything else that you want to add, Richard?
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Lovely to meet you.
You as well.
Yeah.
You as well. Thank you for the I was going to say the lesson in Welsh. I guess that was kind of
Welsh,
yeah.
because we're not sounding Welsh.
Yeah.
Keep
I'll never forget it.
Keep practicing.
Not when I say it.
Thank you,
Sounds
everybody.
like Wales, Kentucky here. So.
And then next week we're going to be live from Charlotte together.
Live from Charlotte, from the
Chelle and
Get-A-More
Kelle
Conference.
together.
That's right. You know, I don't know which way to look, but yeah.
I will look this way. I've been practicing. I look like I'm like make sure, and then I look.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Please share this out because your friends need to see Richard. Share this, okay?
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Y'all have a great week. Thanks, Richard.
Bye.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.